Hopefully it does work. I don't know. I don't know if it will. I don't know if it won't. It doesn't matter. I just want to sit here and talk to you guys, but it's getting on my nerves. Getting on my nerves. It says excellent connection, but then, it looks like trash. Thanks for the notification. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hitting that like button. I don't know what happened. No, I don't know what happened. Like, my internet says excellent connection, but then it just, like, all of a sudden says YouTube is not receiving enough. It's just complete bull. Yeah, I'm really just here just to talk to you guys. I have the free time. Why not stream, right? Echoes? You hear echo? Does anybody hear an echo? Let's see. There's desktop audio is not on. Other mics are not on as well. Alert box is on. I'll turn that off. Don't want any alert boxes. Your April Fool's prank was good. I like the content. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I love to upload regular videos. I also like to stream as well, but I think it was my internet for some reason. It just wasn't like it had strong connection, but I guess it wasn't pushing the actual internet through, which I don't know if that really makes sense, but whatever. Hope Starlink breaks current norm. Internet company feels internet. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I told myself the day before not to listen to you guys, and I forgot because you posted so early. Yeah, that's why I was looking to post it at, like, what was it, 11:55, so that when I did say, oh, it's about that time, it's 12 o'clock, April Fool's, but I posted it late because I actually fell asleep. And luckily I woke up, or else I would have been posting it in the morning, and it wouldn't have made sense when I said, oh, now it's 12 o'clock. I got my friends with the April Fool's joke too. You have a job / career too. Okay, now tell us all your thoughts on Dogecoin once again. I still have to look into Dogecoin enough. I mean, with the fact that they're offering so many coins, it just doesn't make me think they're going to have an effective supply and demand. You do Coinbase IPO coming up. When? I have the ability to look at IPOs on here. Yeah, I think it's market. I can look at IPOs. When is that supposed to happen? Carl, get down. Get down. Get down. That's how you got in there in the first place, and that's why you're not allowed around the food. We got 61 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, if you want to follow my MP Shorts channel, please do so. Let's see where that's at. 818. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I have no complaints. That's not true. The only reason they released True Formal was the fact that the market was down in March. They were increasing. So for ZOM, I just recently got a comment talking about ZOM and how in March they were decreasing. The reason why they released Trueforma early. Where's The reason why they released Trueforma early is because the market was decreasing in March. Are you kidding me? You look at this and you see from 3.5 all the way up until they released Trueforma, they were skyrocketing. They would have gotten to $3, $4. They would have been doing some really big work there, but they decreased so much more than what the market actually, had in store, that I had to sell somewhere around 250, 240. Could have sold at 280, made a decent profit. It wasn't a crazy amount of shares. I think it was like 200, but now I have 3,000, and this could have been, at a massive scale. I would have probably been done with ZOM at that point if it did increase to like $4 or $5 or whatever. But with the fact that they could have, people were buying up this rumor, they were buying up this rumor as much as they possibly could. And then once it gets to the point to where it was the news, so you would have seen this skyrocket, maybe all the way up to, as this projection was going, it was going all the way up, right? Increasing a crazy amount. Then you get to, let's say, the 30th, to where it was supposed to be released, and it's at $3.50, to where it does end up decreasing quite a bit. People take their profits. That's okay. That's what would have happened. But instead, people took their profits early. They didn't want that massive fall off. That's the reason why they didn't do it. They didn't want that massive fall off to people where people were buying the rumor. They needed to release it early so their stock price doesn't suffer because of it. Because if it does go all the way up, have that massive increase and then decrease back to lower lows, nobody will be interested in it. So if you have that increase to a level before it reaches over $3, because it was about to pass $3, then you can decrease that price a little bit more, get back to where the previous lows were, and then end up having that little bit of increase to where it wasn't a massive fall. It was a little bit of a large decrease, but not to the level of going from $4, $5 down to like $3, or down to $1. That would have been a crazy fall. So that's the reason why they did it, and they wanted the revenue from it. A lot of companies will introduce something early because they do want the revenue from introducing the product. If they have it already, they did a lot of R&D, they spent a lot of money on it, then that's why they ended up doing that. So not true there, not true. Diversification is key. It is key. Depending on what you're doing. If it's like long-term investments, yes, diversification is key. Also, diversifying with some of your swing trades is also key. You don't want to put everything into one basket, because if it does decrease, then you can't make money anywhere else because you lost half your money in one area. So if I have $3,000 that I lose here and I can gain $2,000 here, basically I made up most of that loss. Or if I lose $1,000 here and make $3,000 here, then I'm good. So that's the reason why you do see me have a lot of positions. I don't try and go over 6 usually. I think I'm holding like 7 right now. So I don't usually go over that amount. But Rocket has been just a pain in my rear end. May drop 1K on ZOM, then gonna think over this weekend. Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, you gotta think about these situations. Do your own due diligence and what you can see in them, because I know there's a lot of people that see a lot of growth with ZOM. I see growth with ZOM. I see where it can get to easily, $2, and I can gain $800 out of that if I wanted to. I can see where it can grow up and down, where it can push different directions, but I see positivity there. As of now, I see positivity. You do have this double top, or close to double top, where it does show an indication of a decrease, but now you're starting to see other support levels that you can get to. So why is RKT doing so bad? I have no idea. They should be, with all the attention that was on them, they should have actually been doing a little bit better. They are a heavily shorted, were a heavily shorted position. They do continue to short them as the days go on, but I see them, their value should be at $30 no matter what, but their value is going down to previous lows of like $19. So when I see them before this, it was at $18, did increase to like 19, 21, you know, and it's showing this really solid like support level at $21. But it's just not doing the same things that it did before. I understand this large increase was merely just a pump in the price based on a lot of volume while people sold off at like $48 to end up, you know, gaining some sort of profit. Now I bought in at 33 on the way down, seeing support levels. And then I ended up lowering that cost to 30, lowering that cost even further to 25. And now I feel like I'm sitting in a good spot between the $21 mark and $30 mark. So if it does get up to 27, I can make, you know, a good $600 from it. If it gets up to 28 or $30, and I can make a decent amount of money from it. So wait for the next pump and then get out. I actually don't really truly agree that it's just a pump and dump. That physical move to $48 was a pump, right? A lot of people bought into this, ended up selling off the next day to where the market was a little bit down. I understand, but you know, it sold off the next day. And then you've seen it continue to drive down, even though some stocks were actually increasing over these days. And then you've seen that pump up to like $27, $28, and you really haven't seen any type of jump from there. So it gets me a little bit worried as to why I'm not seeing any type of movement, because the value should be around that, you know, $30 mark. The problem is that some people may not see that value yet. So you might need to get in lower at the $18 mark where it stood, because it was pretty flat, somewhere around $18, $19, right? $20 or so. So that would be where it is flat. So I'm looking to gain some sort of increase out of it. I don't know why he calls me during a work. I tell him all the time, like, I don't understand, all the time. And he calls me every single day during work. I don't understand. But anyways, I want to see this push up to about that, you know, $27 mark. If it can jump up, then I want to see it actually push up. And if it does get up to that point, I will sell the position in order for it to come back down to like 21 or $20, where it has held strong before. You know, 21, $20 does have those couple of kicks up to $26. So you can see a lot of movement here. And I think between $17 and $20 is where it really holds. And right now, after this large push, it's going to be above $20. It's probably going to be where it does hold. I think the lowest it got to was $21.65. So if you can get down to $21, you're in a good situation. Right now I'm at, like I said, $25.99. So we'll see. Turn off your phone, Matt. They never learn. Well, I have to keep it on because of like actual work. We have 162 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Get it to 80 likes or 100 likes, something like that. I'll give you a heart attack with that joke. Yeah, it's just a April Fool's prank. I started shorting the mortgage bonds, and they took a few months after. But yes, the bubble grew over a few years. That's what we don't want, is it to actually, you know, push over a few years. You can look at like the mortgage crisis, like that whole situation. They end up getting stubborn and they push us along for years and years, and it absolutely sucks. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know which cat that is, but they're being weird. I already like you, Matt. You make me laugh. I appreciate that. You know, I don't make my wife laugh, so that's usually how it goes. She don't laugh at anything anymore. She used to laugh at a lot of my jokes, but then we got married, and now she doesn't laugh at my jokes. My jokes aren't funny anymore. I have dad jokes, apparently. So I love dad jokes, though. I want more, but would prefer the price drops. Nice. For Rocket, how do you determine your total number of tickers you hold? How do I determine it? Is your wife white? Yeah, she is. I usually will go with less than 6. Most times it'll be like 3, but I usually go less than 6 because I like to do some day trades. But since right now my account is actually lower than the $25,000 mark, I don't have any day trades left. I did day trades yesterday, gained or lost some money on costs after I did gain a bunch of money on there. Gained some money on Fubo TV. And then I believe I invested into something else, which I didn't end up, it didn't pan out that way as well. I don't know which one that was. It was a low decrease. I can't remember what it was. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, typically I like to only hold on to about 3 today. Right now I'm holding on to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm holding on to 7 positions. I shouldn't be holding on to Rocket this long. It's been about a month, and I'm upset that it's taking this long to actually increase. It did end up taking a little bit of a spike, and I didn't get out at that point, thinking that that was the beginning of a large increase, but it wasn't. It was just a spike that they typically have. So I should have sold my position in Rocket, getting back in lower at the $21 mark, but I didn't do it. So you learn from those mistakes and you end up doing it later down the line. So with like costs, that's exactly what I wanted to do. I did actually get in higher than where I was because I was at $22 and some odd cents. But I did make like a $600 profit out of that and invested 100 more shares into this with the potential of it going lower and getting back in at 22, making some more money as it does go up. SOS, I thought I got in at the lowest point there. I'm seeing some support levels, but it did end up going a little bit lower. Yesterday it did increase quite a bit up to like, I think it was like $5.15. So I got up to that high. I do see potential in SOS to make these moves back up to $8, $7, $8. Can make a decent amount of money there. SOS, I have 300 shares, so if it does move $1, I'll gain $300. Moves $2, gain $600. So that's what I'm looking for there. Those decent swing trades. Ride, I'm looking for that to push above 18. Sorry, that's not even it. Looking for that to push above 18, above 21, above 25. I'll figure out where my profits are, but it will end up having that stair step moment where it does increase quite a bit, can get back in and ride it on the way up with the profits. That's what I'm looking to do, is literally take the profits and make money off those profits, but we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I usually just select maybe 3, 4, less than 6 stocks, different positions that I want to swing trade. It's just when you start to get to a point to where everything turns green, then what do you focus on? It ends up being tricky at that point. So you don't want to focus on multiple areas and lose out on opportunities or sell way too early. Which no matter what, if you make a profit, you make a profit. So I don't care if you sell at a $20 gain, you made $20. We have 200 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We'd love to get it over 100 likes. I got 7K invested in AMC and I ain't going anywhere. Yeah, I have about, let's see, because I have 15,000 over there. I have about 18 or 19,000 invested in AMC. So yeah. I haven't even touched my Fidelity account because I know that I'm looking to make a decent amount of money there from that. I think when Ethereum pushes past 2K, I believe the next resistance is around 2.6K. I'm looking for a support level, for it to hit support levels, not resistance levels. Let's drop down and bring that down to 1,500, 1,300. I'll settle for 1,500 buying one Ethereum or two. Then maybe I'll buy more as the time goes on. Maybe I'll invest about $10,000 into Ethereum, hopefully buying, maybe 7-ish. And if it gets to $10,000, then, I'll be good. Obviously, over the next however many months, years, I don't know how long it'll take, but, it can get to that point. Ethereum currently doesn't have any issues limit on defining monetary policy until 2024. Ether capped its limit to 18 million per year. Ether follows the same principles as Bitcoin. Returns of distribution and regulated. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into cryptocurrency a little bit more so that I really understand it before I get into it. Because that's the one thing you want to do, is always understand the areas that you're getting into. Don't just jump into a market without understanding that. RKT still has value, just not what you think. You're probably right. Typically, it's never what you think. It's or what they want to sell you as value. So if that makes sense. But yeah, I think their value should be around $30. I didn't think it should be a crazy, number here. I think that their current value should be around that $30 mark. From everything that I've seen, it should be around $30. Now, with the value of adding the interest in the position, it should be higher. But, yes, the overall value financially should be around that $30 mark, $30 stock price mark. So that's what I'm hoping for, is that push. Any push that I do see above my cost basis, I'm probably going to end up making a move out and then finding a way for me to get in lower. So hopefully that's the case. If it goes to 6, I'll be shocked. What goes to 6? Matt is a decent trader. He trades halfway for gains and halfway to hold. He's like Kenny Rogers. Gotta know when to hold them. I don't know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. True. Yeah, I don't ever look for the largest gains possible. Like here, I'm not sitting here looking to get to 30. I know it has the capability of getting to 30, but am I looking for it to continually push there? No, because that overall black box that the hedge funds and investment firms have don't let you get to that point. Yes, you can resist to that point and it can get close to there, but what I like to do is sell before it. Find the next support level before that so that I can end up getting out, making a decent profit out of it. And even though things will look down as of the unrealized gain or loss, I'm investing close to the lows, so whenever it does end up skyrocketing, everything will look up, and then that's when I'll start taking my profits. So that's swing trade based. Now when it comes to day trades, I make my day trades pretty well. So if I'm looking to gain $100, I'll gain $100. I was looking to gain 100 here, ended up pulling back off of 80, and I made $46. I'm okay with that. Making a profit is better than taking a loss. So I'm 100% okay with that gain right there. So, but a lot of times I would look for $100 or look for $200 with the potential chance of it, going to, gaining $4 out of it, which would be 4 times 100, and it would be $400. So if it has the potential chance of gaining $400 and I'm only looking for 100, then I have so much room in between, really to settle for any type of price. So buying my Model S today, That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm starting to, Teslas are starting to grow on me. I was not a fan of Teslas in the beginning, but Teslas are starting to grow on me. I don't really like, I can't say I like the shape of a Model 3, but it's starting to grow on me with like, the electric cars and, the interior as well. The interior looks amazing. Yeah, no problem. If I'm working, I'll do this on a holiday. I love streaming. I love talking to everybody. How did you learn options? I don't know about options, so that's one thing I want to learn options. But I'm trying to find the best person to easily teach me. Which I have people close to me that do options. So we'll see how that plays out. Whether I learn from someone online or I learn from the people closest to me, we'll figure that out. I want the Cybertruck. I don't know if I want that. It's interesting. I want to drive it, but I don't know if I want it. It's just too, I don't know. It's just too weird. Like you imagine you going out on a date, a night out, a date night, and you're driving that, and it looks weird. You getting out of that car wearing like a suit and like your wife has on like a nice dress. It just doesn't look. It doesn't look great. It looks like you're driving like a car from like Minecraft or something. I don't even know if Minecraft has cars. I haven't even ever played. I just know it's blocky. That's what it kind of looks like. Yeah, I know Matt Kors makes options videos. I know he trades options a lot. I was gonna ask him if he trades like um, yeah, I was gonna ask him if he day trades or swing trades, if he does that a lot, or does he mainly just trade options? I know he has a lot of contracts from what I see. I don't know what his profits are because I've seen um, some positive gains, some negative losses. Everybody loses. Everybody loses. I don't know what his profits are, but uh, plus it's over a month away before the vote. Why are people still talking about dilution for AMC? This is not even true. Shareholders need to vote, and we have enough to vote no. Chill out. We actually don't. So if you look at you know the shares of the company who owns the most, it's most likely you have institutions, you have probably hedge funds, you have the people of the company itself. Like they're able to vote on this and say, should we add more shares? And they're going to add more shares. It's inevitable. It's not going to be a no. And no matter how much we want it to be a no, it's not going to be a no. They're just informing us basically. They're making it seem like we can vote and we have a say. We don't. So it is going to be, it is going to affect us, but it's not going to happen for a while. And what we need to do is understand the positives out of this. How can we gain some sort of positive? How can we make this a better situation for us? Can we buy up all these shares? Is it going to increase the stock price as they're covering their shorts and we're buying up shares to where they have to end up shorting again because they're losing a ton of money? Probably. So it's definitely a tough situation for people to understand, but there's a lot that goes into it, and I like to look at both sides. So the point of a squeeze is to squeeze them out of their positions, right? And squeezing them out of their positions means that they have to cover as many shares as they can cover. If you offer all of these shares and give them the ability to cover these shares, it's going to increase the stock price. So yes, the dilution will decrease the stock price right away, which will give them the opportunity of covering majority or not majority or a lot of their shares, which will increase that stock price back to where it was. At least with us buying into it is going to increase the stock price more. And then what they're going to do is they're going to have to short it in order to get that stock price down again. So no matter what, it's going to bring that stock price right back up to where it was, if not higher. So it'll initially drop down to like $5, or let's say it'll drop down to $3 or $4 or whatever. But then within minutes, it will be up to, $9 again, $10 again, 100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because everything leads to the stock price increasing. The shares are available, the stock price is low, people see that stock price that's low, people will buy into this. If I see it at $3, I'm buying a crazy amount of shares. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because I can lower my cost basis to an amazing amount. And then also, those hedge funds are probably going to say, this is an amazing price to cover my shorts, because it's not going any lower. This is where it got to. So then they're going to cover these shorts, which effectively increases the price again, while we're also increasing the price, which can effectively create a squeeze, squeezing them out of their position, and then they have to continue to short in order to stop it. Like, it will rip. I don't understand how people are not like this price will absolutely rip through the roof. Like, it will be pretty ridiculous how fast this growth is. It just ripped out my neighbor's hedge bushes. I'm short of my lawn. That's funny. That's funny, Eric. Please don't tell me that you think that all it's going to reach is $20. No, I'm looking for it to reach $20, and then what it's showing is it's going to have that pullback. My profit target from the beginning was to take $20, be able to take that money out so I can invest in more shares as it does go lower, because what they're looking to do is increase the stock price, decrease it, increase it, decrease it, increase it, decrease it as it does continue to go up, right? So if it goes up to $20, you're going to see a lot of people end up selling off, have that price go down while the hedge funds end up shorting it. It goes back down to $10. I get back in at $10 or at $9 with double the amount that I had, because I'm buying more shares with more money. So yeah, I mean, that's my ultimate goal, is to have that happen. But I am gonna, if it doesn't end up decreasing right away, I will have my 344 shares over in Webull that I'm sitting on, to where if that does increase to $100 right from the gate, then I'll have these 344 shares at $100. Perfectly fine with that. That grew an exponential amount, right? So either way, I'm safe in both areas, because AMC over in my Fidelity account, if I'm getting to $20, I'll basically double the amount that I have. So from $15,000 that I invested to to $30,000 that I'm owning. So then I'll take that money as it does decrease and put it into it at $10, which means I'll own a lot more shares. And then as it does go up, I'll gain about $3,000 per dollar that it moves up, rather than $1,500 every dollar that it moves up. So I'm looking to take the top money, put it in at the low money, and make a decent amount out of that. Thank you, Deeper Value, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. AMC stock slides after CEO discusses plans to seek approval to potentially issue more. NBC. Yeah, I heard that was like fake news that he, I don't like to say that term, but I heard that it was just fake what they did put on there. That he said that they're issuing the shares, potentially issuing the shares is more like it. But yeah, like I said, I don't think this is necessarily the worst thing in the world. I think it could be good. Tell you the truth, I think it could be good. A lot of people don't want to see dilution, but then when you do see that dilution, you see the stock price decrease to where it is. Yes, your account looks bad for where it is, but I guarantee after that dilution and when the market opens, that increase is going to be ridiculous. The amount of people that are going to buy into that are going to cover their short shares, it's going to be ridiculous. There's no holding back after that. You're introducing another 500 million shares and decreasing the price, which is giving people that effective, giving people that time that they wanted to buy in lower, all at one time. You know, instead of people saying, oh, I'm going to wait for it to go down, and then it goes down, they buy in a little bit, they buy in a little bit, they buy in a little bit. Now it decreased down to the lowest low at one time where everybody has access to it, knowing that this is the lowest low. So they're going to buy into that. I don't understand how this can be looked at as a true negative. I understand you don't want the stock price to decrease, but geez. What is deeper value saying? I don't want anybody let me view the deleted message here. I came to talk about GameStop and Tesla. Then I saw this. They will keep diluting billions of shares. No, they won't. Diego, let's hear him out. One, he's a member, so I don't want to do that to someone who's a member. I want to. I want to hear what people have to say. I like hearing all sides of the story. I understand that people don't want to hear negative things, but when you do hear those, when you do have those questions, those statements that are more towards the negative side, that brings out the real answers rather than, you know, any type of pumped positive answers. He became a member to spam all the way. Is that accurate? Yeah, I guess maybe you're right. I don't know. But I do like getting, you know, asked some of the questions that, yeah, I guess some of it was annoying. All right, well, he became a member just to spam. Well, thank you, Diego. I appreciate that. But yeah, I just like answering. I don't see all of the comments sometimes, but some of the comments that I would see, I like to answer some of the questions. But yeah, if he's spamming, it does look like he was. Yeah, it does look like he was. Wow, you're definitely spamming. Why are you doing that? Yeah, thank you for that. I didn't see all of that. I only seen a couple of questions there or a couple of things. But yeah, I like to. He needs a raise. HYLN and Ride have the same chart. What, like, what minute are we looking at? Let's actually add in this. We're looking at the same time period. What are we looking at over here? 4 hour time period. You know what? Let's just look at the last 3 months. Let's go over here. Let's look at the last. Are you saying for the last day? I mean, they're moving in the same direction with the same price value. I wouldn't say the same chart. If we're looking at 3 months, it's not really moving the same way. Maybe in the last five days. Let's look at the last 5 days. What's going on here? Why? Five minutes. There you go. I don't know. I don't see them as the same charts. Maybe in the last day we are seeing the movement the same. We did have that. It sort of looks similar. You're right. Over the last couple of days, it sort of looks similar. Yeah, I would say it breaks somewhere around here. We do have a little bit of that same look, but it didn't increase as much. So, or decrease as much. So, yeah, maybe over the last couple of days, it does look pretty similar. Not gonna lie. But I don't know if it has the same potential to increase as well. Some people have thousands invested in AMC. It dipped today, and they are scared. Understandable, but do your own due diligence. AMC is very solid chance of squeezing. Please do your own DD. I'm not a financial advisor. Yes, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. It's very tough to look at how much you have in there. Some people have, thousands and thousands, like tens of thousands of shares in AMC at a lower cost basis of like $2. And that's amazing. I mean, if it got up to $14, you could have taken a really decent profit out of it. But then you're waiting for that large squeeze to become pretty much a millionaire off of one investment, which is definitely a possibility if these dang hedge funds wouldn't, or would just give up. I'm having the best day in the market today. And I've had the past couple weeks. That's funny, Joshua. That's hilarious. So am I. Things are not moving. Everything's flat. I haven't seen any increases or any decreases. So yeah, I'm right there with you. The third wave of the pandemic is coming due to variant strains. I don't know. Whew. Oh snap, don't forget to hit that like button. Yep, do that. We have 350 people in here, back to 350. Make sure you hit that like button. It does help out a ton if you do that. Thank you, Joshua, for becoming a member. It's amazing news. Amazing. None of you seem to understand that the third wave to shut down due to the new variant strains will force AMC to close again and have to sell more shares. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't think it will completely have them close again. But we still do have strength in buying power, no matter if they were open or closed. You can see that when they were closed, we were pushing that price up. But yeah, I guess if we do have another wave of the pandemic, if we do, then that would be the case that some places would close down, but we would probably have a full setup to what the theater should look like, how far they should be separated. There'll probably be a better way to do this rather than close down. So you may be right, you might be wrong. I don't really know. I'm not really into the details of a lot of the pandemic numbers at the moment, even though I work for a hospital. Here's a real question. Is the market closed to everyone or just the general public? Could there be some backdoor deals going on? I don't know the answer to that. I think it's closed to everyone. Is it coming through my hat? I think my hair is coming through my hat. That's funny. It was like one long hair sticking up. It was pretty. It probably looked funny. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. So there could be a possibility that they could have some sort of backdoor way, but I believe it is closed to everyone, from what I understand. But still able to buy crypto. Um, that is an AMC for people who think that it's GME Volume 2 and don't think that you don't think that the only reason people buy in is because they missed the GME at $5 price. GME has future AMC. They shut theaters. No, I wouldn't say that. The reason that they bought into AMC was, one, yes, because it is a lower price. Two is because they were heavily shorted. They were something that they were looking to short to bankruptcy. Those were two of the businesses that they were looking to do that with. Every other short position, yes, they're always looking to short something to bankruptcy, but not as much as those two. The fact that GameStop had a failing business model, and AMC also had a failing business model, plus the fact that they're closed down. So it was the similarity between the two that really tied them together, understanding that they both can have those similar rises. And yes, you can look at AMC and say that is GME Volume 2, because it should have been. It should have been something that rose with AMC or with GME, but it didn't because of the fact that we limited the amount of shares that people can buy. If that was the case, people would have been able to buy a crazy amount of AMC shares right from the beginning, because it wasn't to the same extent that GME was. They have a higher market cap. You're able to buy a lot more shares. But yeah, I don't. Maybe I'm wrong by saying that, but it's not to the level that they're at. It's only GameStop having that failing business model that really put them under. It wasn't the fact that they were closed down. You had a bunch of locations that were closed down. So, I mean, yeah, you can look at it that way and say that GME is, or AMC is GME Volume 2, but I see them as a lot more than that. They have a lot more potential chance to grow. They're kind of a couple steps back from where GME was. They should have increased to $100 plus back then. GME should have increased to probably $1,000 if they would have let the full squeeze go through and just accept their losses. And if they would accept their losses with AMC as well, we probably would have been at $100, $200. It wouldn't have been a crazy full squeeze, but now we're starting to get into the point to where they're fighting it so much and shorting so many shares that it's getting ridiculous. So both of them are looking at squeezable opportunities, and you could see that they're holding down AMC a lot more than they are GME, because GME must have more potential to really push up. And if they lose out on this money, like right now they're keeping it low because yes, getting closer and closer to that $2 mark to where they did short the heck out of it, and they probably shorted it somewhere around throughout that whole entire time of it dropping through the pandemic, increasing, dropping. They probably shorted it at $7, at $6, at $5, to where they did end up covering a lot of those positions, but they can't cover the ones that are at like $2 or so, or $1.99. And if it does get down to that point, that's when they'll start to cover and lose money, time and time again. So it's tough to say. It's tough to say. I do see a lot of potential in both of them, though. Obviously, GME did a ton more this week than AMC did. You could see the growth that they did have over the last couple of days. But AMC pretty much, fell off. They were flat to falling off on yesterday. So hopefully we could see some positive moves on Monday. I think we will see that. But yeah, That's all I have to say about that. GME shouldn't even be around. AMC is a much better business model. I understand where you're coming from. GME is starting to make changes, with the executive teams, understanding how they can grow the business, maybe an e-commerce space or whatever they end up doing with the physical locations. If it's like a gaming facility, if they end up doing that, then it'll be very tough. If we have any issues with COVID anymore, then it ends up being very tough for them because those are physical locations where people are in enclosed locations there. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think AMC, GME, both are good. If they change their business model, if AMC decides to add extra things in there, create some sort of merger, I mean, I think it'll be really good. I don't know how that goes, but morning, Matt. Thank you for the content. Have you found anything new about the share lending programs? Also, please look at this stock, SAVA. No, I haven't found anything new about that. Right now with Webull, I'm not allowing my shares to be lended. So that's something that I figured out that I could turn off since someone told me about that. But let's look at SAVA. You're saying could have big value. All right, let's look at what happened on the 10,000 foot view. So we could see that we did have that large increase from $6.70 up to $130, having a huge increase, and then taking a massive dip to where it does showing a little bit of buying power, a little bit of strength down here. And as you can see, as it goes through the days, it's showing that strength over and over and over again, but it's not showing any type of like pops. Which is something that you want to see, but these would be really large pops. As you see, it did grow, from 70 to 60. Let's see if we could find any type of level where it's at. Where it currently is at $46.70, you could possibly see this easily retest some other areas. But you can also see this just as easily get down to $35, but I do see it as a value if it does get down to that point. The only thing is it has nothing that holds it above this point. They have no reason to why this did have a large increase from, basically $12 up to $130.60. It does look like it could have a huge amount of value. The only thing is I want to see some movement within the day. You could see a high to low movement of like $2. An average high to low movement. I wish I could see that here, but let's see, market volume, average volume is 7 million. Yesterday, it was around 1 million. So having that increase from over the last couple of days of like $42 up to $47 is definitely a great move. You can get a decent swing trade out of it. But yeah, it's a little tough. A little tough to say. Right now, you did see that crossover of the 200 EMA after all of that positive movement. You're finally seeing the crossover of the 200 EMA to the 15 moving average. So that may be that indication of a downward trend rather than an uptrend. Yesterday and the day before that and the day before that was pretty good. So yeah, I think it has potential. It's just tough to see how much potential with this massive increase that it did have and how far it fell off. And, not really too much movement over, like, say, a couple of days. If you look at this, yes, you do have a little bit of movement, but just not a crazy amount of movement to see there are better swing trades that you can get out there. So yes, it has potential, but I don't know. I really don't know how much potential. It doesn't look like a crazy amount. So again, I don't know what this news was all about. Why this had this increase? Was it a squeeze as well, or a squeezable opportunity? Because that's a huge increase from $15 up to $130. That can literally make somebody's life if they invest in a number of shares. So that's where it ends up being a little bit tricky. But we'll have to see. because over a number of months, if you invested a crazy amount in $2 and then ended up selling at this 130 mark, you made a crazy amount of money. You know, basically making yourself a millionaire off of this investment. My voice is starting to go. So yeah. What do you think about Dogecoin? Serious question. I think it's interesting. I have to look into it a little bit more in order to understand it completely. But from what I know about it so far, it looks like there's really no cap on the amount of coins that they're offering. And if they're offering all of these coins, then it really like defeats like supply and demand. Like it's not setting at the normal level of supply and demand. It just doesn't make sense to me. If you look at it compared to a Bitcoin, you know, Bitcoin obviously has its cap on the amount of coins, which creates that demand, and it's very difficult to mine those coins once it gets to the last 2.5 million. They say it's going to take a long time in order to mine those last 2 million coins. So yeah, it ends up being different in that aspect. But then when you compare it to something like Ethereum, Ethereum offers what, 18 million of a cap per year from what I read. But we don't really know how all of that's going to play out as well. So I think it has potential. I just think you have to have some sort of a cap. It creates no demand if people can just own as much as they want. It's like, you know, people just printing money. You devalue the dollar if you continue to just print money for no reason at all. You know, that's what I'm looking at there. So I want to understand it a little bit more before I dive into it. But it's interesting to me because it is at such a low price. If it does reach $1 and you invest in 10,000 shares, basically you went from buying in at $1,000 worth or whatever. It might even be less than that, but you buying in at $1,000 worth to now owning, you know, $10,000 worth. So I don't know. It's definitely interesting, but you never really know how much they can grow. But I can't do anything on Webull, so I would like to put some money in there just to let it sit. But I can't do anything on Webull. Yeah, it got up to 8 cents. And then yesterday I got up to like 7 cents. So DUDG. I don't mess around with my money. When I do the DV, you make sound and confident in your investments. 100%. I agree with you. We should short Activision. Their new update is garbage. I haven't checked it. That's funny. Ethereum is very secure too. Yeah, I wanna look at, like I said, I want to see Ethereum drop down. I would like them to drop below the 1,500 mark, and I'll be okay with buying at that 1,500 mark. Maybe a few shares. I don't know, 10, maybe 10 shares, depending on what period of time, because this is from this is from the end of February up until the middle of February, up until the middle of March. So this is to the end of March or closer to the end of March to the beginning of April. So maybe we could see a little bit of a dip. I'm hoping that it does, bounce off of there. Yeah, so I don't know. I was hoping maybe we could see an inverse head and shoulders, have that drop down, but who knows? Thank you. Please into the stock further later. Yeah, I definitely will look into it later. Matter of fact, let me add it to my recent, because it does have potential. Like I said, it does have potential, but I want to obviously you need to look at it more and see what that potential actually is, because you do see some movement here for a swing trade, but I'm gonna have to look into some news to see why we did see that large increase, because that's a huge increase, right? So let me share this for potential swings. Don't you dare jump up here. Don't you dare do it. By the way, I told you about the share lending. I'm going to post my last call option play on for gigs. Oh, you told me about the share lending. Well, thank you for telling me about that, and I turned that off, so I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, I haven't heard anything else about that. If Fidelity even does that as well, because I haven't seen anything there. I've searched for it. I haven't seen anything, but I did turn it off in Webull so that my shares are not being lended out to anyone. So yeah, I mean, in this case, I don't want that, but in any other case, if I can make some interest off of that, that's not a problem to me. If I'm holding it long term, it's not an issue for me. But yeah, if it's something that I'm not holding long term, I'm looking to gain as much money as I can from it. I don't care about lending any shares. But yeah, that's good. If you find ways to make money on a position, it could be a good position for you, but it could be a bad position for everybody else. So that's why I like to always, tread lightly with a lot of these situations. Because yes, you could have potential here, and I could see potential, but other people might not see the same potential you and I may see, or you may see different potential than I see. So there's a lot of stocks that have different potential. So thank you for the super chat. Nobody's talking about it. Fidelity requires you to make a phone call to request them to not lend out your margins elected in the account, regardless if you use any margin. What are your thoughts on cannabis stocks like Tilray? Thank you for the super sticker, DT, and the super chat. I appreciate that. You got the pair working out. What are my thoughts on cannabis positions? They're tricky. I do see them as slow growers. It's not anything that's going to be a crazy increase that you're looking for here, but it is a slow grower on the way up. But you can see those spikes. You can see it go from over a number of days. You can see it go from $20 up to $30. So if you wanted to get a decent swing trade out of it, I could say you could definitely see that. But you just need to continue to wait it out, because it is slow. It's not a fast mover, and if it goes against you, it goes against you. But yeah, I see potential there. It's just not something that we see the same potential that we've seen before with this large pump and dump in every single position. Large pump and dump, large pump and dump. Same thing with every single position. So it's not that. Slow growing cannabis. Yes. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We got 427 people in here. We should have, about 200 likes on this. I've been extremely tired lately. Morning, Matthew. Put in a sell order for GME at 2,000 shares. They rejected the order, saying my account is not allowed to create box positions. put in a sell order today? Sorry, I'm confused. If you go crypto for the long term, use it like an ETF and get in. Yeah, wait for the next bear market. Process worth historically speaking. Yeah, I guess that's true, but like I said, right now I believe that Ethereum could reach highs of like 10,000, 15,000. Like they have a lot of due diligence on that, but I need to do more research before I jump into it to make sure that that's the case. Because if it does go against me, it goes against me. I'll just buy into more. It's not an issue, but it's going to be something that I hold on to and continue to buy. I'll treat it like a mutual fund or an index fund to where I contribute to it, monthly or something. If it does end up taking, a dip, then I can contribute to it. AMC is not a dead cat. You're right. Jack the Ripper, thank you for the super chat, the $5 super chat. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you for streaming for us. Yeah, I'm here to just talk to you guys. I mean, I understand that you want analysis and what my feelings are with this, but with the down market and going over a long weekend, it tends to worry people. So, well, not down market, but I guess down for a lot of positions. It tends to worry people. So this is why I'm here, is really to talk to you and make sure you're not looking to just sell everything because of the fact that you've seen a decrease. I know if I was by myself, it would be very difficult, and I would look to sell because I have nobody to talk to. It makes it very difficult if you don't have confirmation on what's actually happening with the positions that you're holding. Get him at least to 300 likes, guys. Yes, South Carolina, you are right. And we are here to talk to you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thanks for working this holiday weekend. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I love doing this. This is something that is not a burden to me at all. I love doing this. I wish I was getting to the same amount of views as some of the other people, because I feel like I would be able to talk to so many other people. I can't get to that level. I don't know why. Probably because I'm not streaming all day, and I wish I could. And I guess I look at it like, oh, I'm not streaming all day, I can't get to that level. But Trey is not streaming all day as well. I think he did do a couple of days to where it was an all day thing, but I didn't do that at all. And I want to be able to create that connection with everybody, give them my understanding of where the stocks are, read their comments and super chats and everything that they send, because I just love creating videos, love communicating with you guys. And this is the best way to do that, because creating videos, I can't always get to the comments. If I'm on my phone, I'm a slow typer. On my computer, I'm a little bit faster, but it tends to be a little difficult getting back to comments. So if I can get back to your comments here, that makes it very easy, because I can do it verbally. I'd rather call people than text people. And maybe I'm getting old, because that's the way that I feel. I sent you DD with sources to your Instagram. All right, yeah, I'll definitely check that out. That reminds me, if you guys want to join the Discord group, please do so in the description below. Also, if you want to follow my MP Shorts channel, the link is pinned to the chat. So definitely do that. We're at 800 plus subscribers, and we're looking to grow that as quickly as possible. Looking to compare that to TikTok and how much money you can make, to see what's better, to build a TikTok or build a YouTube channel or build both. What can you grow faster with? What are you getting the most views with? What are you getting the most money with? That's what I want to do, is that full comparison, that full breakdown for you guys. and how long it may take to get monetized comparably between the two. So especially if I do that on YouTube, I know YouTube doesn't care too much about how much, saying how much money you make. Yes, if you break down by RPM, I think they do care, and they'll like silence you a little bit. But for TikTok, I think it's against their guidelines for you to tell exactly how much you make, like 4 cents per 1,000 views. But if I do it on YouTube, do that comparison on YouTube, they're not seeing that on TikTok. So that's what I'm looking for. So make sure you subscribe to that channel because I want to see exactly what you can do over there. I need to post on Instagram more. I don't post enough. I feel like we don't go anywhere, so not now. All right, thank you for sending that. I will make sure to accept that. Yeah, I'll make sure to accept that, and I'll look at that then. Thank you for sending that. Glad I found your channel, my brother. Well, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Glad you're enjoying it. Now that you're building it, they will come. You have great content. I've learned that in the line of business, especially after retiring from the Navy and going around with personal training. Yeah, I mean, what I typically, you found me via the algorithm. That's awesome. But yeah, what I typically do is like if I feel like I specialize in an area, like I like to talk about stimulus as well. It's a personal finance thing. I like to talk about stocks. I love to talk about stocks, and I talk about this constantly. So having this opportunity, I wanted to jump on this opportunity because a lot of stock videos that I posted, my content was more related towards credit cards. So it was like anything that was stock related wasn't being pushed to that audience. So now this stock related content is being pushed to certain audiences, but I can also blend between multiple areas, whether it's credit cards, personal finance in general, investing, stimulus, whatever it actually is. I can actually, speak on those with some sort of, push on those topics. So it's good. But yeah, it's just tough. What I typically do is I'll focus on those topics, but I won't be like, I'll be known as like one of maybe the first people to do it, but then it'll just like go to the back burner, I guess, a little bit. It's not that I'm stopping, streaming or anything. It's the fact that there's other people that jump on the opportunity that, I don't know, just somehow push the algorithm a little bit better. I just, for some reason, don't push that algorithm. And I don't know what it is about me that I don't push the algorithm, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I have to continue to, do what I'm doing. Anyway, 406 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Just started in the stock market 2 months ago. That's good to know that you're interested in stocks because, yeah, it's amazing to, get into stocks, into investing, because once you start getting in and start really getting interested, start talking to people and feeling like you can have a full conversation about it, you feel like you start to make a lot more money. I don't know, it's just overall good. It's definitely a conversation starter, I'll tell you that. I can't tell you how many times I've started conversation with the fact that the market's killing my investments, and it ends up, leading to a huge conversation, Matt, link up with some of those guys. Have some on as a guest. You grab a ton of views, past subscribers around. Yeah. This is the thing. I'm a lone wolf. Like I like doing that. I like collaborating with people sometimes, and I guess I guess sometimes I like collaborating with people, but then you have those times where I'm more introvert and I don't like doing that at those instances. But yeah, let's. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I really like your streams. You have such a calm personality, and also a realistic view on the market. Would see you get into crypto. Keep it up, man. Thank you, Eric G. Thank you for saying that. I'm definitely going to get into crypto. I just have to find the right opportunity. Like I said, I'm going to get into Ethereum. I have some Ethereum in my crypto in my wallet, but not enough. You know, I want to make a bigger move to where I have at least two, at least, and watch that grow up to like 10,000, 5,000, 10,000. But I want to get in at like 1,300 or 1,500 and give myself a lower opportunity, and then a cost lower opportunity. Jeez, and then you know, end up making a decent amount of money from it long term. So continue to invest into it like it's an index fund, but something that grows a little bit more rapidly. So thank you for the super chat. I am starving, but yeah, let me press this add button. Lagging again? I didn't see any lag. Well, thank you for the super chat, Jason Stewart. Do you think the CEO of AMC is worried about a sell-off once it squeezes? And does it hurt AMC if everyone takes profits once a squeeze happens? Yesterday felt planned. Kramer watched the stock drop while they were talking. That could be a possibility, is that companies are trying to protect themselves, but typically a squeeze helps out the company a lot. So yes, it sucks when you do have a larger sell-off once it squeezes, but it's going to go back to the normal stock price, if not a little bit above that. So maybe that's a possibility that they are looking to protect that large fall. Something that I've seen that Zom was trying to do, because Zom was looking to, a lot of people were looking to buy the rumor and sell the news. So if it got up to $4 and it dropped down to $1, that would be a massive drop to where a lot of people would sell off after that. And you might see it drop down to previous lows, which you know, drops the value of the company, right? So yes, that could be a possibility. I didn't watch any of it, and no, I think it's more on the lines of creating the squeeze, in my opinion, because if you do have that at, let's say, $9, right, or $10 or wherever it's at, and they introduce these 500 million shares, the overall thought that I'm having, and people say, oh, you know what, the stock price is going to go down. Well, what will happen after that? Hedge funds will cover some of their shorts. All of them? No. Will they cover some of their shorts? Yes. What happens when they cover their shorts? Stock price goes up. If people see that the stock price is low, what are they going to do? Probably double down. If it does drop down all at one point, gets down to $5, what are they going to do? Buy a bunch of shares. If I see it at $5, buying a bunch of shares. Yes, there are probably people that can't afford that, but the overall thought is to hold on. So if we continue that thought and don't sell, don't paper hand it, in that case, then you could see that larger increase. In my opinion, I think that's not a bad play. And I think they would be hoping for that to introduce those positions for it to decrease and then have that increase, because they want to protect their stock price, but there's also other factors into that. So I plan on taking profits and dumping significantly back into it after the squeeze for a long term. I want to help out the actual stock. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Marissa. Like I said, I'm for the Weeble positions that I have, that's staying there. I'm not doing anything with that. And this is not a long-term account, so typically I wouldn't want to do that with this. But it might be to a point to where I sell all of the Weeble positions, or and then put a long-term position in AMC over in my Fidelity account. So that may be the case, but right now, the Webull shares are staying there with the potential chance of that increasing a dramatic amount, a drastic amount. So, yeah, I'm right there with you. What's a good number to get into SOS with my sold cost at 26? Should I get back in there? So for costs, I see potential in both of them. Where it is currently at SOS, I do believe that it's not going to have a massive drop. You can see the potential that SOS does have to grow up to $8, basically going up that, doubling in the amount that it's at. For me, it would be more of like a $3 gain. But you do see the potential that it does have. Let's look at a better scale there. So maybe like a month. You can look at the potential that it does have. So it did have those increases there, but seeing this decrease and hitting or close to a lower low shows that it does have the ability to increase here and hopefully push up to that $6 mark, that $8 mark, have those pushes, and that's what I'm looking for with SOS. Now with costs, you can see that costs with the ability to grow as fast as they have grown, it gives me confidence going into these positions, going into costs, that it can grow up to $27 easily and gain more money out of that. So that's what I'm looking to do with costs, is over and over and over again look for a solid move out of them. And we've been seeing that over a number of days, and we might end up seeing that Monday. So I see more potential in costs, but I'm still in SOS with about $1,000, $1,600 worth, or 300 shares. So if I see the potential of growing, maybe $3 and gaining $900, or I see the potential chance in growing to $27, right, and gaining $400 or $500, depending where it does end up getting to. But for me, that's what I'm looking for. So for me, it's $400 versus $900, or maybe $600. Sorry, $600 right here. So yeah. Apparate drops to SOS is good swing play. Nothing long term. Yes, 100%. I think SOS is a great swing play. I will continue to buy if it drops to $5. That's where a lot of people's heads are. With AMC, it's the fact that it's the ability to grow. You see how much they're attacking, AMC over anything. It's not just people selling off at this point. Yeah, you have people that are selling, but this is a kind of a massive scale at that point. It's 8%. It was selling off pretty much, the whole week. It was flat and then had that sell off at the end of the week. So if it drops down to $5, I'm buying in more positions. I don't even know how much I have left in this account, $2,000, and I will buy into basically all $2,000 worth, which I don't know if it will lower that cost basis too much, but if it's at $5, it will lower the cost basis. So we'll see how that plays out. $10K in AMC holding till the moon. I'm right there with you. Same, but only $2K invested till it drops. It will be hard on Ethereum to get in at 1,300, I guess, but there might be a good possibility in the next 1 to 2 months based on historic data and the current cycle of 2013. Not spamming, confused. Morning. Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying there. You tried selling my 14 GME shares at $2,000. 14 GME shares of $2,000 just to see. It rejected the order saying my account is not allowed to create boxed positions. I don't know what that means, but you shouldn't be able to do any moves today because the market's closed. simple term, boxing a trading position means to hold both long and short-term positions in the same stock. Technically, if you, okay, do you have, you're looking to sell 14 shares? Do you have, maybe it's thinking you're trying to short the position. Do you own 14 shares? So typically, like what I just read with a box position, it's meaning that you're buying and selling the same position. You can't do that. So if you, maybe it's looking at it as in like, oh, you're looking to short 14 shares rather than buy or rather than sell your 14 shares that you own. So maybe it's looking at it weird. You tried to sell your 14 GME shares at $2,000. So you tried to put in a $2,000 limit order. Is that what you're saying? I'm sorry, I'm getting a little confused. Why would you try and do that? Wish I had much more to dump into. Take me another 4 weeks before I can get that much money invested. Yeah, it sucks when you can't get enough invested into a position, especially when you want to average down. The thing that I always say, if you can't, if you have that much money or if you have that little bit of money, right, and you wanted to invest more, I would definitely find a way to take your profits when you can, and then invest that in at the lower points. And I understand that's not the case that you want to do in most situations, is do that here, because one, the stock market is not predictable, and two, the point is to buy and hold. But you want to be able to increase the amount that you're holding, and the way that you do that is by selling at the highs, reinvesting with all your money at the lows. Your last video, bit had April Fool's joke, wasn't it? Being investigated for insider trading. That was a good one. Yeah, I did. That was an April Fool's joke. I was looking to pass that along to more people to show that I'm being investigated for insider trading. I was hoping that maybe, like, I don't know, Trey or Matt would talk about it and say, oh, they're being investigated for insider trading. I didn't know if they would see it, but I don't think Trey's on the computer much, which is good. It's good for his eyes. Matt K saw it? Who's Matt K? Oh, Matt Kors. When did he talk about it? At what point did he talk about it? Because I want to see this. He started panicking, and then he said it was a joke. I would like to see it. At what point in his live stream? Was it like early in his live stream? Yes, at like 10 a.m. or so. Because I went. That video legit fooled me. I really want to see some like reactions to it. That's what I wanted to see. He did a prank to start his show off. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it and see. Maybe 9 a.m. Yeah, if you find the exact timestamp, please let me know, and I'll go and figure it out, because I was watching his a little bit to see if he did see it. You're being investigated for insider trading. No, it was a joke. It was a joke. It was an April Fool's joke, and I guess that was a good one. Did you read what I wrote on the insider trading video? And then he talked about it after. Does Matt have me blocked or something? I don't have you blocked. I'm right. I can see your comment. Sherman Williams, $66.14. Can you tell me about it? Sherman Williams, does that have a ticker symbol? I don't want to type in. I guess that's it. What are you talking about? Why do you say $6.66? Or $6.14? It's down $66.14. What? What? Do they have like some sort of a... Am I looking at the right position here? They had a split. 3 for 1. Interesting. What's their typical movement? So they have some good movement. I would like to follow that as a split. I always like to follow splits. Don't know why I haven't looked up any. I haven't been doing much, extra work when it comes to my watch list, because I haven't been doing a lot of work with my watch list. What's up? I got a one contract for April 23rd AMC at $950. Can you tell me what you think? Oh, just at $950. I think it'll be way above that at that time period. What's it right now? Yeah, I think it'll be way above that. You'll be fine. It'll be in like it'll be in the $20 mark. That's where it will be. 100%. No, not 100%, but I believe it will be up there. We're gonna see a massive increase soon. We're seeing like that calm before the storm, right? So you can watch babies being born? What are you talking about? You should read the comments. He would seem some outrage. Why would I? I read a lot of the comments. A lot of them were like, "You got me." I know there probably are some like horrible comments on there. You can see babies being born. Why are we talking about that? His opening was hilarious. I made him a meme art piece about it. All right, so we have 380 people in here. Make sure you guys continue to hit that like button. We have about, I'm only going to be streaming for another 8 minutes, but I will check the 30-minute mark. on are you talking about for Matt's live stream? All right, I think we're getting a little off track here. All right. Oh wait, this is not pinned to the chat. I thought it was pinned to the chat. Well, I guess it's too late to do that now. Maybe not. AMC isn't dead. It's not dead. No, it's not. Check the first 30-minute marks for Mac course. Okay. I'll do that. 75% institutional ownership at AMC with 15%. We own vote, so we own the vote. You only vote yes after the squeeze. What are your thoughts on buying more AMC Monday? No financial advice, just opinion. I think it's not a bad idea. It's pretty low. I would continue to buy it for me. Right now, my cost basis is at $9.51. So I would continue to buy it over here in Webull. My Fidelity figures, though, those are pretty much where they're at. You give a short summary on where do you see AMC and GME going? I mean, that's your stream title. So for AMC, and since I have like a couple of minutes, for AMC, I do see them hitting very high highs. I understand that people want them to go to 100 or 200. I see them at my max is like 50. So for people that are like, oh, it's going to 100, it could possibly get there, but my max is like 50. That's where I can see it going with a massive increase. If I see a squeeze, then yes, 100, 200. If we end up seeing that, then it could really skyrocket. But my max is 50. Where I want to get out at initially is 20 to invest lower, because they're going to keep fighting this up and down and up and down unless we have some sort of bubble burst. Same thing with GME. I mean, GME can easily get back up to the $400 mark. Do I see them pushing 500 again? It's going to be tough. It seems like they really, fight against that. I don't know what, Carl, what are you doing? Why are you biting on things? Stop. But yeah, I can see them easily getting back to $300 soon. That's where I see them going. And we just need to break that 250 mark, the 270 mark, and then we can get back to where we should be. But yeah. So I can tell you that that's my price. I always like to see the high and then find out an area to where I can accept a profit in the halfway point, so that if it doesn't physically get to that piece, I'm not holding out for that. So a lot of times you'll see me say, oh, it can get back to 31. I'm willing to accept it at 27. Oh, it can get to 50. I'm willing to accept it at 20 or $30. That's what I'm looking for. So yeah, that's where my head always is. I'm not ever looking for that max increase, because it could possibly never get back to that point. There's a higher chance of it not getting back to that point, but there's a better chance of it being in between those 2 points. So you cannot put a cap on AMC once the shorts start covering. We determine the price simply not by selling. We own the float. I guess you're right. If we're talking about, we can't really put an actual cap on there. I'm just saying where my physical cap will be, where I will put my stop loss and say if it pulls back below that, I don't care if it goes to 100. I'm okay with accepting $50. If the same thing with like that $20 mark. If I make a crazy profit on this amount, doubling the amount of money that I have, which is not a crazy profit, it's literally just doubling. Which happens time and time again. I double stocks all the time, so it's not something that's different than if I would put it into Zomedica and that ends up doubling, right? If I put however many shares to get up to that for Zomedica, and that doubles up to, let's say, $5, or it goes to, let's say it's at 150 now, so it goes to $3, I can get the same thing there that I would get with AMC just by doubling that amount. So that's not enough to justify, oh, I made a crazy amount of money from AMC. You know, it's just I put a lot of money into AMC with the thought of it doubling. So obviously I want to see it, you know, double, triple, quadruple in price, and then you start getting to the point to where it's like, this, now with this position, I made the best decision of my life because it went up 300% or 400%. But 100% is not enough to like justify something like, oh, this is the best decision I ever made. So yes, I want to be able to double that, be able to take that doubled money, put it back in at my original cost basis or lower, and then be able to have that price skyrocket. So that's what I'm looking for. We can all agree that we've doubled stocks before. So anyways, I think that's it, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to join me on the MP Shorts channel, I will be uploading there. I will also do an upload or two later in the evening when it comes to AMC and GME, probably just AMC, and maybe do like a stimulus update as well. I don't really know. We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Make sure you do as much as you can to support the channel. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.